Hello, everyone. Sorry I have not been around for a little bit. I promised I would be, and I have not been. But I'm now free to explain some of the personal problems I've had. I've recently gone through a divorce. We're not getting into the details behind it. Let's just say it was not good. Everything was pretty bad with this divorce. But it's close to settled down. I only have a couple of weeks before we sign the final papers at this point. So we've already gone through and settled most everything on what we are trying to settle for. For example, I got the house in this deal, and there's some other things that happened. Right now it's July, and I have the 3 kids for July. And I'm not going to get into any more details on that, but I don't have a lot of free time because I have the 3 kids. And a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old take a lot of time to take care of. So my free time is at a minimum. Right now, all 3 are asleep, and I need to get to sleep pretty soon because they will get me up in the morning, and I don't get a choice in this. So I'm going to go through this really quickly, and I'm going to make videos when I can, but just keep in mind, until July is done, they're my priority. They're my world. And once July is done, they're my world on the weekends. But I'll have time during the week because of the way the divorce settlement is going. So let's take a look at what's in front of me. Now, I signed up to P Bandai, and I've been buying a few P Bandai things. This is one of the P Bandai things that came in. It was the 40th anniversary book, and I have no idea if this is in English or Japanese, and some of them on the P Bandai site were in Japanese, so I didn't opt for those. This might be in Japanese. It doesn't look like it is, but you never know. This is the official 40th Anniversary Guidebook. Let me get this box out from under it. And let me shift this thing over so you all can see what I'm doing. Okay, looking at. And we're going to talk about that box I just put on the floor in a minute. Okay, so Gundams have been around for 40 years at this point. Bandai's been making their model kits for 40 years, and I don't want to fold this thing and bend it. Oh, it's all in Japanese. Well, it's not completely in Japanese. There is English and Japanese in each panel. Okay, so Gunpla Link Project. We got pictures of what's going on with this. Okay. Itself. Bet it came back on. It's just blinking, and I got to figure out how to get that setting changed. Here they're talking about the Master Grade Extreme, where you buy a pre-lit, and the wiring harness goes through it, and it has different colors you can change to and all sorts of things. I've heard a lot of problems with this wiring harness breaking inside the kits, and that you can't pose them as much as you would like. I don't think the perfect grades were that way. So we're going through here and looking at some of the other kits that they have coming. Not coming, but planned or something. So apparently this is a real scale kit. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not reading these things. I'm just flipping through it real fast so we can see. That thing's impressive. They built a life-size RX-78. Okay, at the Gundam factory. And it moves. It can't walk on its own, but it moves. And they've got model kits based off of it, both master grade and real grade. So that is very interesting. Although I don't think the model kits move. And they're going through all the different grades here. Entry grade. I don't know what that is. First grade. That's interesting. EX model. High grade. Master grade. Real grade. Master grade extreme. And down here we have hard graph. I don't know what that is. We have the SD Gundams, the real 100 scale, the mega sized, the perfect grades, the SDs, and then we have the perfect grade extreme, it looks like. High resolution model. Okay. So this is something just to sit down and glance through. I'm going to quit playing with it real quick. But I thought it would be interesting to get it since I didn't pay very much for it. And some of the bust and things you can buy. And again, I didn't pay very much for this thing, fortunately. And there was a time period of free shipping. So I just basically paid for the magazine. And I had free shipping on the magazine, which was okay. I mean, this thing I think was about $10 is what I paid for it. So I don't feel too bad buying this for $10. And it's interesting just to thumb through it. And I'm going to take some time in a little bit and just sit down and look through it really well. I thought some of you wouldn't mind seeing this, because you can see just how long they've been building these model kits. I mean, 40 years of these model kits. And that is why, and here they're going through a brief history, that is why they are so popular right now. And if you talk to anyone who's under 30, what model kits they're building these things. They're not building the airplanes and the tanks and that. Some are, but most of them are building these things. They couldn't even tell you what they are. Couldn't tell you what anime they're from or anything like that. They don't care. They like building them. And that's important, because this leads to other things. And if you go to some of the forums with them, they are full of... funny, I've got that one, I think. I've got that one. They are full of various degrees of skillmanship. What I mean by that is some of them just snap them together. That's all they do. Some of them snap them together in panel line. That's all they do. And then some, let's switch scenes back so you can see me again. Some of them go full out, repaint, customize, panel line them themselves, score panel lines in them. A lot of work involved in those kind of kits, and they're impressive when you see them. Okay? Some of you make really great, impressive models, but when I see something that I know someone spent a year and a half doing, and some of you are like, but we spend that much time on my tank model. True, but your tank model doesn't have 700 pieces like these things do. And they're going through every piece that way. I'm going to get some poo-poo people on that, because they'll be like, hey, wait a minute. No, we're doing the same. Well, you might be. Okay? It's just that if you go looking at what the Gundam modelers have done, they are doing a lot. Now, let me get the box I just dropped on the floor. I've been surveying. I've got about 5 unopened boxes around here. A lot of them are from Gundam Planet. Though some of them are from Gundam Planet. Some of them are for New Type. Some of them are from Bandai itself. Some of them are from Hobby League Japan. I want to open that one really soon, because there's some Godzilla models in that one. And I decided to do something silly. That's what this box is. So let me switch the camera back overhead. Okay. And some of you can already see it's from Eaglemoss. I decided to join one of the Eaglemoss builds. Okay. I don't know why. There we go. There we go. Anyhow, I decided to join one of the Eaglemoss builds. It might have been because of depression from divorce, who knows. I thought this wouldn't be bad. I've calculated the full price of this thing. I know what I'm paying for it. I know it isn't cheap, okay? But after doing a lot of research, it didn't look like it was a bad thing. And some of you can see it's the next generation, okay? I got kit 1 and 2. And it's the Enterprise D. And there's a warp nacelle right there. Now, there's plenty of videos of people building these things, so you've seen how big they are. Most of the parts are metal, and that's what led me to this thing. Most of the parts are metal. I wouldn't have bought this otherwise. Now, I don't like how they did some of the lighting on it, because you've got like 4 battery packs throughout this whole thing. They give me a screwdriver. And here's the bridge section, I think. The upper bridge section, it looks like it. But you can tell this thing is not small. Not small at all. I'm looking for... There it is. I think I can grab it pretty easily. I'm looking for the one I built in college. Oh, no, I can't grab it real easily. I have to get a stool. I'll have it down next time I work on one of these. The one I had in college was nowhere near this size. It was the fiber optic kit that AMT put out way back then. Came with a little drill and fiber optics that didn't fit any of the windows, and I was stubborn and built it that way with the wheat bulbs and everything. Okay? This one is not. It's pretty good size. It will be pretty good size. This box surprised me at the size of it when it came, because I didn't think I was going to get that big of a box, but now I see why. I've got a warp nacelle right here, and again, you can see the size of that thing. Probably could pull an Enterprise D model. I know where I've got something I can pull without having to grab across anywhere. Yep. I bought a couple of out-of-box kits a while back of the Enterprise D and a few other things so I could customize them just because. And, well, while I don't know where the rest of it is, I do know where the saucer section is. Okay? So we can do a size comparison. This is the larger scale kit you get. I think it's a 1400 scale. And we can see a comparison between this one and this one. Yeah, it's definitely not the underside. You can see the size comparison right here. There's a pretty big difference in size. Okay? And I could probably drag in the cell out pretty easily too. So this ought to be fun, ongoing thing to do. I don't know if I'm going to do full build videos of it as it comes in. But this gives me a commitment to this channel that I will have to follow through. Battlestar Galactica, he's still sitting here. He hasn't done anything because, again, my priority's been the kids. And getting the house ready for them has been fun because I had to wait till someone got furniture out of this house before I could set up bedrooms for those girls. But the bedroom's set up for one, the other two, the bedrooms are almost set up on. So we are getting there. Okay, we are getting there with them. And I have a bedroom set up for me because when they're here, I sleep upstairs and they're sleeping upstairs. Downstairs is a master bedroom and I don't want to be that far from them. And they like that I'm upstairs. They don't want me downstairs. I mean, they're 2, 4, and 6. Even the 6-year-old would rather I was up here. So again, I've been doing things specific for them. And you can see the size difference, and I think I can dig in the cell out for one of these real quick. I don't think it'll take me too much to find it. No, it'll take me too much to find it, because it's not in this drawer. It's in the attic. Okay, I do have some things stored in the attic, and I'm not going to dig that out right now. But anyhow, you can see just looking at this thing how much bigger it is. Let me know if you want to see build videos on it, because I will do them if people want to see it. But there's so many build videos of this out there as it is that we don't need to. Now, if I start modding it, and I'm liable to, because it is LED lit, and I don't want 12 battery boxes to turn on and off, I'd rather build a control board and turn them on and off at the bottom. I will start explaining that. And I've already seen the nacelle lit up once by one person, and I didn't like the spotty effect along the sides of it. So I might be modding the lighting on that camera to keep it from behaving the way it is. There. Okay? So I will probably be redoing the lighting. Let me see when I put this together and see how it lights up. I don't think that's the full nacelle. It doesn't look like it is. Looks like I'll need a secondary kit. And I know why they send you this, because they want you to see how big it is. I mean, come on, that nacelle is as big as the whole dish section on the 1400 scale model. If you look at it, it is. Not quite as long, but it is big this way. So this thing comes out pretty good size. Okay? And if you take a good look at it, and we might be able to see it, there is good paint on this thing. There's good panel lining. There's good color separation on it. There's some nice green right here mixed with some light blue. The colors are good. What I didn't like about the kit, and the one thing that made me hesitant, is the saucer section. And you can see it, they have the panels here on this. All these panels are very distinct on their kit. Very, very distinct these big panels are. Okay? And I didn't like that, but looking at this, I can give them some slack after looking at this. Because you can see them here. They're just replicating what they saw. So it might build up really nice. Okay, so let me know if you want to see build videos on this, because I will do them if you want to see them. And if not, that's great. but I might be modding the lighting again because I am not a fan of spotty lighting and shoddy lighting, and I know how to mod this and redo it my way. And it wouldn't take me too much to mod their boards around to the way I want. So don't be surprised if I start modding it, which most people are not doing. So there you go. That ought to be fun. All right, I'm going to quit rambling on this because I'm rambling, and I will talk to you all later. Everyone have a good one, and I should be able to get an update in about 2 weeks.